Welcome to space. What were you expecting? It's a dangerous place. Thank you for investing. Go there for your rota, there for your orders. Fill up these quotas, we'll bill for your quarters. Report to your foreman, but watch for marauders. Cause if you get eaten, there's fees for your mourners. Prosperity's there in the care of magnates. In halcyon heaven awaits. Did you think it was supposed to look like the poster? It mostly does, oh, if you'd only read closer. Just 10 short years to a new frontier. Snooze as you cruise and you'll wake up here. You've been trapped in that ship for an awful long time, so perhaps you have simply forgot what you signed. Oh, honestly, did you not read the colony policy that defined you as company property? That waivers your say in autonomy. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We put the dollar back into idolatry. If you're upset, you can rent an apology. We are a family forged in bureaucracy. No I in teen, but there's con in economy. Were you expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasures exempt from your tenure. So venture back down to your slum that's provided at generous prices. Your worth is determined by your sacrifices. A small term of service went down on the surface. Internment's a freebie that comes with the purchase. We work to earn the right to work. 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 To earn the right to give ourselves the right to die. Ourselves the right to live. To earn the right to die.
To our little town, why don't you settle down? You just fill out the paperwork and you could look around. We're happy as can be inside the Valley Cannery. We live to pack the cans of meat and not to question where it's found until we end up in the ground around the corner in the yard. You know, we thought we liked the sound of finding glory in the stars. The borders taught us to be proud of never reaching very far. So we earn what we're allowed and give it right back at the bar.
The ale to cure what ails you. Zero G brew, your favorite flavor. So work till you bleed, ennobled by labor, then purchase relief from your local retailer. If you'd rather drop dead, that's fine, but you know to drop it down dead, there's a fine. So you do your job and I do mine. I gotta meet a 6 foot deep bottom line. We make a fortune for the board by selling boredom door to door, because it's all that we deserve and it is all we can afford. The secrets of the universe and all the worlds to be explored, but our dreams are back on earth and now the work is our reward. And you'll be grateful for seats at the table, though it dips at one end and the bench is unstable. You may waste your days, but at least you were able to pay off your grave since we leased you your cradle. Be faithful and pray we'll repay what you invest. Behave as you slave for humanity's interest. On account that you're all on account and we're quickly amounting humanity's interest. You'd think that we'd sink to the brink of rebellion with markets dependent on peddling weapons. The architect tells them the secret to heaven is simply consuming whatever we sell them. We work to earn the right to work. 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 To earn the right to give ourselves the right to die. Ourselves the right to live. To earn the right to die. Should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print. You should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print. Welcome to our little town. Why don't you settle down? You just fill out the paperwork and you can look around. We work and then 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 we end up in the ground. Welcome to our little town. Why don't you settle down? You just fill out the paperwork and you can look around. We work and then we work and then we work and then we work and then we work. Should've read the fine print. And here and here and initial here. Welcome to the family.
I have to remember it doesn't unpause afterwards. Welcome to the family, folks. Yeah, we're going to shake and bake until we're out of time, and then we're going to do something else. I've actually got a few videos I've put aside specifically for just such occasions, and I've also got Beth in the background. She's over there. I'll bring her up in a second because she's too pretty to share with y'all. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just jerking Beth around. What's up?
Hello. I appreciate the compliment. That was so sweet. You didn't have to undo it. What the fuck?
I do what I want. Um, so half of Georgia's on fire today, right?
No, I don't. Why is it on
Yeah,
fire?
we got something like because I live in a cloud forest, and it rains like at least 4 or 5 times a week, a little bit, and it hasn't rained in about 2 weeks, and that's very, very, very unusual. And around here, if it doesn't rain almost on the daily, grass and stuff immediately starts drying out and stuff. Because, like I said,
Hmm.
most of the waterworks we have around here is shedding water, not trying to keep water. Um, so Beaver's working overtime right now, trying to stop stuff from draining. And a lot of places in South Georgia caught a spark, and they burning something like I think 17,000 acres total currently under
Oh my
flame.
God.
Yeah.
Well, there is good
Uh,
that comes out of that. I mean, it's not good for people, but like for the earth itself, fire can be super important for.
well, in Georgia, if you don't use fire management systems like controlled burn-offs and stuff, you will end up in a wildfire. There's no two ways about it. We got stuff here that grows 3 foot a day. Like, no, I'm not even, okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit. We literally have stuff here that will grow a foot a day. In the summer, kudzu can
Hmm.
grow almost as fast as you run. And it drops leaves just like everything else. And you get a big old mass of kudzu built up around a building, and then a fire get to that shit, and it's on like Donkey Kong, son.
Hmm.
Not
Well,
planned
it's
destruction, just abnormal weather. Right?
right. Well, the fire itself, though, is really, really good for the soil in the long run. So what
Yeah,
you'll end
yeah,
up
yeah.
seeing is much, when it's all said and done, that shit that grows like a foot a day is going to be growing 2 to 3 foot a day.
Well, this is kudzu's an invasive here, so that's no good. Uh, and yeah, it'll burn it off flat, but that stuff will grow back faster than it burns almost. It's wild if you've ever seen a patch of it. And all right, so damn it, these measurements come off of uh, exposed kudzu, and what that means is just like after a fire, it burns off all the cover and the shade. Like this time of year, there are
Hmm.
no other weeds that can compete with that shit. No trees, no nothing can grow leaves back fast enough to fight it. And so what happens when the crown burns off, it basically boils the top of the root a little bit. But then right after that fire's gone, it shoots out new shoots, and you get a new crown. You might have 4 crowns develop where there was only one. And then all 4 of them start taking nutrients off of the tubers that grow under the ground, like big, giant,
Hmm.
huge 4 foot long potatoes. And those things will shrivel up while these things grow 10 feet, 20 feet, 100 feet. And the next thing you know, the whole house is just wrapped up in it. And it's wild. It is wild. All right. So we finally figured out who all the Nazis are. Did you know that?
Nope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It turns out, and this actually will make a lot more sense the more you think about it. Have you ever worked at a food kitchen?
Yes.
Did serving food at the food kitchen make less hungry people?
No.
Did it make more hungry people show up?
Not always, actually.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not always, but yeah. Once they know where there's a free meal, they'll show up, right?
Sure.
Take homelessness, right? New York spends what, like $500 billion a year trying to fight homelessness. Are there less homeless people in New York because of it?
No. Uh, Where I
Did
am, not quite like that. Like, they're not trying to fight the homelessness. They're just trying to get them to leave. So they
so
burn down their fucking camps every couple of
right?
years. It's kind of crazy. The fuck.
So the war on drugs. Oh dear, is my internet kicking? That's gonna suck.
I think it might be my internet. Hang on. I'm changing my connection.
Pretty sure that was on my end because I went all whirligigs with it. Well, did you know that if you pay for a particular thing, especially using government money, you have a tendency of getting more of the thing that you paid for? It seems to be how that works. Am I wrong?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
If you use government funds
Shit.
to pay for a thing, you tend to get more of that thing and not less. Right? The war on drugs basically acted as an advertisement. It did little more than that.
Yeah.
You went into the DARE program and have no idea how many types of drugs there are, and you left the DARE program not only knowing what kinds, but how to do them and where to get them.
That is truth.
So imagine my shock, and you'll have to imagine it because it never happened. Imagine my shock when it turns out this is a thing.
Count indictment alleging the nonprofit secretly funneled millions in donor money to the very extremist groups it publicly condemned.
They branded mainstream outfits like the Family Research Council, Alliance Defending Freedom, and even Turning Point USA as extremist organizations. The group stopped chasing real hate and instead started slapping that label on those advocating for traditional Christian values.
The Southern Poverty Law Center, in a massive sweeping indictment, has been charged with allegations of fraud and using the banking system to perpetrate that fraud.
6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. In total, according to the indictment, between 2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations Affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, the Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis, and the American Front. After SPLC paid members of these extremist groups, it created work product that reported on these activities that the members participated in or contributed to. And to that end, it was doing the exact opposite of what it's told its donors it was doing.
They attempted to hide their criminal activity from our.
So essentially, the people who purport to fight against racism were financing racist groups to have something to fight against.
Well, sure. I have no surprise there.
Nobody is.
It's more than just that, too. It's not just having something to fight against, but this is the very thing that helps ensure that the American people will never unite. If we fucking united, we would be an unstoppable force and our government would be fucked. So they have to keep us separated. They have to have
look at it this way.
discord.
Look at it this way. Never mind how much money was spent on these things. A lot of people are going to take a look. Well, $3 million, that's not a whole lot. You know, it's over several years or whatever. We don't know any of the details on that yet. Until they actually release some of the documents, we'll have no idea. The fact is that the higher ups in that organization, one of these nonprofit, non-governmental things, and we've been finding corruption throughout all of them. You remember when we shut down USAID?
Yes.
And all of a sudden the bats flew the belfry. There was suddenly there were people screaming all up and down the world news that, oh, they're impoverishing us, they're ruining our economy, they're totally taking away all our money, and all they were really looking for was fraud. It's weird how much fraud ended up in one very narrow section of government funding. It's almost as if the entire wing was set up to defraud the American people, as one massive and enormous transfer of wealth from the haves, supposedly the taxpayers, to the have-nots, which are these NGOs and non-profit organizations that are all unbelievably profitable when you think about it.
Yes.
How's that work? You're telling me that for the past 15 years, every single administration who went through the presidency just didn't know?
Yeah, right.
Really?
It's
I'm
all
gonna call.
bullshit.
I'm calling poppycock on that one, Chicky. I just don't buy it.
I agree with you completely.
How do you say that word? Calambressum? Calambressum? Bressum? Calambressum? Bressum? I like the way it feels when I say it.
Our financial banking network. They set up shell companies and entities around America so that the financial institutions that we rely on as everyday Americans were deceived in believing that money was not coming from the Southern Poverty Law Center, but rather fictitious entities they stood up to perpetuate this ongoing fraud.
The Southern Poverty Law Center are the real Nazis.
Mr. Reagan.
So if you're not familiar with Mr. Reagan, may I introduce you? I used to love his content. It's dropped off a little bit here recently, but it's not anything that he's doing. It's totally me. I've grown a bit. That and I might have suggested that he start telling jokes, and it was probably the worst advice I ever gave him. I mean, you'd expect people to know how to tell jokes. It's not always the case, apparently. Turns out some people just can't. So there's that.
Southern Poverty Law Center has been indicted. 11 counts. And what they've been caught doing is honestly, well, it's hard to believe it's real life. For those of us who talk about this stuff for a living.
Do it.
I was just saying, yeah, right. It's funny when they want to. It's that feigned surprise and shock that always gets me. It's like, oh, come on, you are not that fucking surprised about this.
Well,
I think they're just doing it to make. Go ahead, sorry.
Back in hell, Alex Jones did a whole bit back in like 2006 or something, a long time ago, talking about how it was part of that crisis actors thing. You remember how they were? He claimed they were hiring crisis actors to go out and participate in some of these events that were taking place. And I'm not gonna lie. I have taken my kids to Chuck E. Cheese on the money that was in my Alex Jones's right jar. Yup.
We have been calling out the Southern Poverty Law Center as a deeply disingenuous, bigoted, race-hustling organization for years. But this goes far beyond anything that even we expected. What they have been caught doing is what I can only describe as supervillain tier evil. The kind of plot that you would expect to see in a movie, not in real life. Here is the basic charge. The Department of Justice has indicted the SPLC on 11 counts. 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, and 1 count of money laundering conspiracy. Between 2014 and 2023, they funneled more than $3 million in donor money to at least 8 individuals tied to the Ku Klux Klan, the United Klans of America, the Aryan Nations, the Nationalist Socialist Movement,
The Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis,
the Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, and Unite the Right, and probably others as well. But those are just the ones that they have evidence for. The Southern Poverty Law Center, the organization that made its name fighting white supremacy, was secretly funding white supremacy. But the most damning revelation involves Charlottesville and one of the most devastating hoaxes ever perpetrated against President Trump. I will get into all of that in one moment. First, of course, I have to sell you something. America needs uranium. Recently, Trump's U.S. Department of Energy announced $2.7 billion in contracts to restore.
That's nice. No. All right. Close enough for government work.
All right, let me tell you something about race hustlers. Every race hustler has the same perverse incentive. If your whole business model is telling your donors that the straight white man is the bad guy, you need a constant supply of examples of straight white men being the bad guy. And when the real world examples are scarce or weak, and you want to stay relevant and keep that money flowing.
Planned misdirection. And my question, of course, naturally would be from what? What are they hiding that they're willing to become the hypocrites on the world stage? Or is this a humiliation ritual being perpetrated by world donors? What you reckon?
I think honestly, based off of everything that I've seen over the last decade, I'm going with the latter of those options. This is going to be this is a setup in some way, shape, or form.
I don't know, though, dude. I mean, like I said, let's wait until we see the documents as to how long particular thing has been going on. Because if it's 3 million over the last 20 years, I mean, hell, that could be a rogue operator inside the system, right? But if it's 3 million over the past 6 months, that's going to be a little different.
That would be a little different. But here's the thing is, we're also talking, I mean, anything that makes it to the news, I'm automatically suspicious of anymore. Because the news is fed what they want us to hear and see, not necessarily the truth of the matter.
All right, everybody, listen. I'm going to need y'all to go copy that share link and send it out to your ex-girlfriends that you never wanted to talk again, so they'll come over here and hit me up. I want you to send it to that cougar you hit up last weekend. I want that guy in high school that used to beat you up. Send it to your bullies, right? Get it on that Facebook group that you never associated with before, but you're just going to drop this one link over here. And that should be vengeance enough. I don't know. I don't trust news organizations, right? It's just too easy to be bent by the clicks and views to be able to trust anybody who's living off of their ability to get clicks and views, right?
Right. Well, it goes beyond that, though, especially when we start talking about, the you can take it beyond just the news. Like anything that I hear on the news, I'm automatically fucking sus of at this point. And that all has to do, I mean, like when I traveled over to Israel, that was like the big thing where I really realized just how much we're fucking lied to in this country.
Do you think Israel was telling you the truth, though?
I'm not even talking about like I'm talking about personal interactions, incidents that my daughter and I witnessed firsthand. I think that the people were going about their lives as they normally fucking were, and it was not what I expected. Oh, is Trudy in the chat? Hey,
Yeah, we got Tut. Good girl. Yeah. Anytime I see something in the news, I look immediately behind the headlines, you know what I'm saying, as to people that are involved in that trash, and see if there's anything else going on in that same general area that is more dynamic and more of a problem. God's favorite aunt, good to see you. I dropped the link for Chuck earlier. Some of y'all might be able to scroll back far enough to get it, but I'm not dropping it again yet. Well, if you were here when it went up, I guess you could probably scroll back and get it. I'm not going to go remove it. I'm not that much of an asshole.
I would send it out, but I'm on my freaking phone and
you do you, boo-boo. However that far goes. However far that goes. English, do you speak it? Only occasionally. I speak Southern.
You gotta manufacture them. And that is exactly what the SPLC did. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche put it perfectly. Quote, the SPLC was not dismantling these groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism that it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred. How bad does it get? The SPLC paid the leader of the American Nazi Party, a former KKK member and former Aryan Nations director. They paid him.
You want to yell at me about something?
No.
Why not?
What would I yell at you about? We have
Am I not good enough for you, sir?
If it makes you feel better, nobody is.
Meh. there's that.
Who's
How you
that?
doing?
Hi, Aunt.
Hey, Beth. I'm kidding. I I don't hold myself quite such high regard.
Right. Well, I hold you in high regard, so here.
Aw.
You have a pretty, pretty screen. I like that.
Yeah, I made up some new ants the other night. While we were on, when we were on Sarah's birthday stream.
Yeah, I missed that. I think I slept through all of that shit.
I did too. I was sound asleep. I sent her a message saying, "I'm so sorry I missed it, dude."
It's too bad. It was good times. There's a little bit of fire, but mostly it's peaceful.
A mostly peaceful panel.
Yeah.
That should be the
That's by
title
design.
of this.
Mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful panel.
No, I didn't come up to holler at you or anything. We're
Oh, cool.
Like,
That's
other
always a
than
bonus.
like in a friendly manner. I think we get along pretty well.
Yeah, we're good.
But I have to leave pretty soon.
Okay. Well, here's my question. How do you feel about this whole the anti-racist financing racist thing?
I've been calling that out since 2015. Like when I saw Charlottesville, my first thought was like, this reeks of false flag. But I have no proof, so screaming about it does nothing.
No one had any proof. The only thing we could do is point at it and go, "There's no way that's real. That's ridiculous." Tiki torches, please.
Yeah, tiki torches alone wouldn't have done it, but it's also the fact how quickly and thoroughly the left glommed onto that event and has used it as like this shining example of how awful and evil the right is, right?
Yeah, and that was a total conflation because, I mean, you had a group that showed up that were obviously thrown together. It looked quick to me, right?
Yeah.
How many places do you know now? Almost every motorcycle club or organization out there has T-shirts. They have jackets or something like that, right?
Yeah.
How many of them do you know have a
uniform?
Have a uniform of cargo pants and Izod shirt,
Didn't they also
Oakley
show up?
glasses, and a dive watch and tactical shoes?
Isn't this the event where they all showed up in the back of like a U-Haul or something?
That's happened a few times.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of them. Although I don't think we got video of that happening. We got video of them leaving. But it was like the very next one that they actually pulled over. The cops pulled over the U-Haul that was bringing them because it did a wrong turn or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they pulled it over, they just opened the back and unloaded everybody. And the cop was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And technically speaking, the people in the back aren't breaking the law. There were only a few blocks from the place they were going to do their little march, so they all just got out and marched over.
Are you sure about that? Yeah, maybe you're right. I thought there was some restrictions because they're not wearing seatbelts.
But I mean, if you're one cop on the side of the road during a rally and there's no chance of getting more cops in there, what are you going to do? Yeah, okay, fine. All you assholes leave. He did. I mean, yeah. I mean, y'all assholes get out of here and let me talk to the driver. That's really where that whole thing ends, because what else are you going to do with it?
Right. Yeah, if you're
But,
outnumbered
yeah.
like that, it doesn't make sense to try and escalate things.
Yeah. You're outnumbered literally 130 to 1. Let's just get some paperwork done and skip it, right?
At that point,
They didn't bring a dog, so I can't shoot his dog.
Yeah, at that point you just document everything and
Yeah, best you can.
best you
But
can.
even
pass
that
it on.
seemed to be kind of lax. They didn't seem to want to admit that any of that had happened. It wasn't on the news until like 3 days later, which is crazy.
Well, I think the only reason it made the news is because that one dude with the truck driving through the crowd.
Yeah.
If that hadn't happened, this would have been a wet fart that just fizzled out.
Oh no, it would have been another Charlottesville. It would have looked exactly like Charlottesville.
I was at Charlottesville.
The next one. There was a next one where the truck got pulled over. It wasn't the Charlottesville one. It was the one right after that.
I'm not
in,
talking
like,
about the truck
St.
getting
Louis
pulled
or some
over.
crap.
I'm not talking about the truck getting pulled over. Okay.
I'm talking about the Charlottesville thing went down. Alex Jones. Well, I don't know about Alex Jones, but there was a bunch of people saying that it was a bunch of fake, supremacists out there. It's funny how almost all of them. Are you awake?
Yeah, I just woke up and took Tucker out and came back. I see RLM ended.
Which pan is it? Which one?
Hi, OG.
Hey,
All right, go back to sleep.
I don't wanna.
Then don't go back to sleep, but don't do what you're told. So whatever it is you do, just let us know what it is later.
You're talking
We're
about
talking
that,
about-
man.
Nah, dude, I just used that thumbnail because I didn't have very much time to set it up, and it was handy.
Hey, OG.
What's up, man?
Or you could call the Southern Poverty Law Center, SPLC. The Hat Man. That's the Hat Man.
Yeah. So on RLMs, before I fell asleep, when we was talking about aliens this morning, like earlier this morning, I pulled up the monster that appears in everyone's dreams, but I couldn't get to it. So I got excited when I saw your thumbnail. I thought you was talking about the Hat Man. Now I feel sad again.
Oh, we can get into that in a minute. I just want to finish this one video and argue about, white supremacy with left wingers, because they firmly believe it's a thing. And while it may be a thing, I think it's mostly in prisons. And I think it's mostly as a byproduct of having to deal with the other gangs.
We were watching white supremacist movements essentially disappearing up until about 2016-ish, right? Like they were nothing. Like remember, even the wasn't SPLC, it's the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. I don't like them as a source, but I'll use it because the left wing loves them. And so if their numbers are saying there's only like 10,000 members, and they're exaggerating, 10,000 is nothing. It sounds like a lot.
10,000 members, but 7,000 of them are actually FBI agents, and another 3,000 are like ATF and DEA and various other agents.
But even if they're not, let's say they all were like card-carrying members. 10,000 out of 340 million isn't even 1%.
Well, sure, but I mean, they could cause a lot of damage if they chose to, but I don't see any of those movements causing damage to the U.S. like the Democratic Party is.
I was going to say, where are they doing the damage, though? It's like, yeah, their ideas are hateful and despicable, but they're just ideas.
You say that, but you shouldn't moralize. Just saying.
Stop it.
Monty,
get some help.
I found your harness.
You forget your boy used to be a part of that ideology.
Sure.
Even though didn't believe in racial supremacy.
Right, but that's kind of the linchpin when it comes right down to it,
Well, it's the former part.
I still harbor those ideas. Like, I don't believe in racial supremacy, but I still am a pro nationalist.
Well, that's fine. Are you a nationalist or are you just a patriot?
Okay.
I guess we have to define learn where the line is, because I would call myself a patriot.
I'm not at all involved in semantics right now.
All right, we can drop
it. No. The SPLC, see, here's the problem, right? Like the real people, like myself, who are love their people. Like, if you get what I'm putting down, love their people. Mm-hmm. Don't really hate anybody else.
Yeah.
Really excited to be white people, right? We tried to tell y'all that this was happening. Just like we tried to sound the alarm bells about YouTube censorship and told it may happen to us. You may not like our ideas, but it eventually happened to you. We tried to tell you that at the Unite the Right rally, all the fucking battle flags and Swazi flags were fresh out of the package. Something wasn't right to us. And you didn't listen, and people didn't listen because they didn't like our ideas and they didn't like us.
I know it's likely unconnected, but it is kind of ironic that the cases that put the SPLC on or one of the fundamental cases that put the SPLC on the map was defending the KKK.
Well, in 2016 they stopped defending right wing groups.
Yeah,
and their freedom of speech, right?
Yeah, I know. As soon as Trump came into power, the SPLC just went full left and said we want nothing to do with the right. Not in those words, but that was the character.
No, that was essentially their statement, actually.
Probably, yeah. But that's because a lot of our institutions have Well, you've heard of the long march through the institutions.
Yes.
Well, that's what we're seeing the fruit of now. We're seeing the products of about 50, 60 years of Soviet schooled propagandists coming to fruition.
My bad, Sasquatch.
I'm trying. I did it.
Did we ruin your
You ruined everything.
I know that. I know that. My mom and my exes tell me that all the time.
Ooh,
All right. So I found the actual Democrat test to find out if you're a Democrat, and I figured you might appreciate it.
Please have a seat.
My new boss told me I had to stop by for some kind of evaluation.
Yes, psychological evaluation. It's quite standard.
Okay, sure.
Let's get it started then, shall we? I want you to imagine that you're living on a city block.
Okay.
On this block, there's a red house, a green house, a blue house, and a white house.
Sure.
Red man lives in the red house, the green man lives in the green house, and the blue man lives in the blue house.
Okay.
Now, who lives in the white house?
The white man.
Anybody? He's obviously a Democrat, right?
Yep.
No, I'm sorry, the
Checks
president
out.
lives in the White House. You're retarded.
What?
Here's a pamphlet. It details just a couple of
No,
services.
no,
offered to
wait,
someone in
back
your
up.
position.
Did you just call me retarded?
I just diagnosed you retarded.
I'm not retarded.
Yes, you are.
But
And this pamphlet is a great resource for
no,
retarded
wait,
people
listen,
such as
I
yourself.
know I'm not retarded.
Very well. I don't normally do this,
Good
but would you
girl.
like to take another
Very
retarded
good
test?
girl.
Yes, but should you really be calling it that?
Give me your hands.
What?
Did you know I can tell the future?
No.
Oh, yes. You can tell a lot about a person from their palm. For example, right here,
Could
I
have
see your
spit in it.
beautiful house in the future. Here's your wife tending the garden, tire swing out back. And right in the middle of your backyard
Swimming
is
pool.
the swimming pool. I'm sorry, you're retarded. Only a retarded person will let me spit in their hands.
Spitting in people's hands is retarded. You're the retard.
No, you're retarded, and retard is a very unfortunate word for someone in your position.
Well, I'm not retarded. Wait.
Oh my god.
That's just funny.
I've been dropping this link backstage at every panel I leave. Just
Yeah, well, I mean, it's basically every panel argument summed up.
yeah, I know. That's the conversation that was taking place is what made me remember it.
Take that for cheating on me.
I know people
Is this
don't
one
like.
of those tests where if
You know what?
I was just going to say, I know people don't like talking about definitions, and I get it. If it's becomes the whole conversation, it's exhausting. But you do need to have some kind of baseline that you're both agreeing on terms for,
Well,
right?
here's the problem with that, though, and yeah, you've spotted it right out front. The problem is if you're trying to have a conversation about a topic, and then somebody brings up, well, let's go ahead and define that topic. Then it becomes an argument on the definition for an hour and a half rather than the discussion on the topic. And this is the perfect deflection that the left uses against the right in every debate ever, is the fact that they use different definitions. Words mean things, and that's why
That's
none
right.
of them know what words mean. You
Not
are
only
the
do
void,
words
Sam.
Not only do words mean things, but the context in which they are used can impact the
That's
meaning
right.
of the word.
Welcome in, Dennis. I meant to shout you out earlier. I've been babbling. Samuel the Infamous is in chat, and he can tell you all about the void. I had like literally less than a minute to set this live stream up, so you know it got the name it got, and it got the thumbnail it got. So everybody's here under false pretenses. There's
Ah, you
no
did
hat
great.
man. I'm not in a void. Hit the like button because damn it, I'm funny.
Hilarious.
Lars.
if I believe
that's kind of
you,
a-
then I'm retarded?
No, you're retarded. And I really recommend reading this pamphlet with a
I don't want or need your pamphlet. Just give me another test.
Please.
Give me another test.
Very well. Follow my fingers with your eyes. Good. You're retarded.
That's impossible. It's impossible.
If you're retarded.
The hyperventilating.
You know what the next one is going to be? He's going to poke you in the chest and go, "What's that?" Then hit him in the nose with your finger.
Yeah.
See, I told you, you were started.
I'm not retarded. There are some physiological indicators. For example, if your hand is bigger than your face, you're retarded.
This was even better than the thumb on the chest or the finger on the chest.
Right? Oh, wow.
I'm in my closet, but I know all of these so well, it's still funny to fucking listen to.
You're in the closet. That's hot.
I'm in my closet, yes.
Yes, please.
I need to find something cute. I need to find something very cute to wear to my son's silver tea tonight.
Oh, we're not being metaphorical. Okay.
Yeah, no, literally, I'm in my closet looking for something cute to wear.
Right?
Beth's in the closet.
We knew it.
I mean, you could be naked. That'd be cute.
Well, I will be in a
Let's
short
go. Let's go.
So I'm going to change the name of this stream.
bit.
You're retarded. Okay, doctor, listen. I am not, nor have I ever been mentally retarded. I'm a mentally, physically fit individual who's just trying to do his new job the best he can. Can't you understand that?
There is one more test.
Great, I'll take it.
Okay. I need you to spell the word pig backwards and then say a whole bunch of different funny colors.
What, like G-I-P? I'm not gonna do that.
Say a bunch of different funny colors.
Shut up.
Excuse me, sir. If you want to take this retarded test, you need to spell the word pig backwards and say
So like G-I-P, orange, blue, red, yellow. Okay, is that good? Am I retarded now? Am I retarded?
Yes. You're very retarded.
Can I ask you something, doctor?
Of course.
If a red house has red bricks and a blue house has blue bricks, what color bricks does a greenhouse have?
See, I'm not retarded, so I know I don't have to answer that question.
Who's buried in Grant's tomb?
I know, but I'm not telling you.
What color is George Washington's white horse?
I don't tell little babies.
How much dirt is in a hole 3 feet by 6 feet by 6 feet?
108 cubic feet. I'm great at math.
Nah, there's no dirt. It's a hole.
Shut up!
Thank you, Texas Bully Bob.
Oh, that's great.
Shut up!
That's funny.
That's great. That's really good. What else we got over here? So continue arguing as you were. Oh yeah. Ooh.
From the makers of one of the most successful
Stop it.
dramas in...
Get some help. I've really got to go through and defrag my computer. Clean that thing out a little bit. It's slow. Erg. So...
It probably needs cleaning, not necessarily defragmenting. You're on an SSD,
Yeah.
aren't you?
I don't know. I bought this thing right before lockdown.
You probably
Yeah,
have an
probably, yeah.
SSD.
You don't defragment SSD.
What up, Cardi? Good to see you, bud.
Hi, Carney.
So, this is actual footage at of OG at the last Kamala rally he went to.
First off, I am Kamala.
Are you sure? Because this looks a lot like you.
Couldn't even take it anywhere else.
Yeah, shit the way they do that.
Tell me about it. 2.5 grand later, and then... Hey, what's going on?
It's mine, Daddy. Noah keeps taking away from me.
Noah, give it back.
No.
Noah, give it back.
No.
I said give it back now. Noah!
Larry, what the hell are you doing? Larry!
Larry, you can't just... Oh,
Larry! Oh, are you all right? How did...
Larry!
I mean, it could have been you.
Probably.
Right? I mean, I'm not sure what to tell you about it. I've got 3 hours of major discoveries about planet Earth. When AI legal motions go wrong. When AI gets an innocent man arrested. And another Mr. Reagan video about AI destroying the Earth.
LMs are going to destroy our society. Like, and not in the ways people think. Like, it's not
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
not.
Terminator robots coming out of factories and exterminating mankind. It's going to be even dumber. We are just going to let LLMs completely fool
It's going to
us.
be an entire legion of ducks and martays.
No, it's
They're
just going to
gonna-
turn us on ourselves.
Yeah, no, but you can't be turned against your friends without there being at least some level of interaction. You're good, bro. I'll see you.
Things like photographic and video evidence, as the ability
Yup.
for LLMs to generate that stuff becomes more sophisticated, the validity of that kind of evidence is going to come more and more into question in courts, to the point where it's not even going to be admissible. And then what are you going to use? You have to have, I mean, if you don't have some way to detect reliably that something's AI generated, and consider, we're not talking about just like somebody hopping onto Grok or Gemini. We're talking about like state actors with state level funding and resources to produce these things and train the LLMs, and don't put in the safeguards that you'll see in the commercial LLMs. That shit terrifies me. Much more than
Thank you, Connie.
killer robots.
Well, I mean,
Killer
the thing
robots
is,
are a kinetic
robots don't
threat.
have to be killer. They don't have to be killer robots. They can
True.
be financial robots. They can be, like you said, just videos. Videos that look real enough to convince some portion of the population that the Chuck E. Cheese mouse is actually Jeffrey Epstein.
If you undermine the trust that holds society together, then society will collapse.
Don't make me bust out some Saint Yuri. I've got all of his fucking interviews over here, bro.
That the Russian guy that from the
Yeah,
80s?
Yuri
Oh,
Bezmenov. He
yeah.
spelled it out step by step
Yep.
what was going to happen.
And we've been watching it play out in real time, and still people are skeptical. I'm like, brah, it was explained to you in grand detail 40 years ago, and we just continue to ignore what we were told.
Well, I mean, he spells it out step by step. First thing you do is you get into the school system.
Mhm.
You put low-level operatives into places of power in various. In America, they would be the Department of Education and the various
Right.
education fields in grade school. They're not aiming for college. It's not until those students grow up and become college students, and then later they become teachers themselves, that they actually take the next step. And that started back in what, the 40s, 50s?
Yes, although organically it was already happening in the United States in the 20s.
Collectivists have a tendency to collectivize. So yeah.
Right. It was, but that wasn't a Soviet effort. That was just people naturally learning about communism and socialism and thinking and they were fairly new at the time and thinking, oh, this sounds cool. Why don't we try this? Or being sold on the ideas without really understanding why fundamentally command economies don't work, or have very serious issues that aren't easily resolved.
Well, it just needs more money, and it hasn't been done right yet. And if we try one more time, it'll be 1 million less people dead instead of 3 million more.
It was like 100 million in the 20th century alone. Over that, actually.
Speaking of AI,
He's a new man. Nope, not on my watch. He has no idea. This is gonna be epic. Whew. It's fucking go time, baby. 2026 is gonna be wild.
Fred, my guy, I got you a New Year's present. No cap.
Gotta be careful with this
Yo,
AI
Fred,
stuff now.
I
People
got
are
you a
getting
New Year's
demonetized
gift.
over this
I'm
shit.
proud of you for getting.
I'm not monetized, bro.
Oh, well, still.
Have no fear. Cash App is all I have.
I mean, that's basically what's getting. It was already kind of on the wall that you should seek your financing outside of YouTube and just use this as a place to hold your content. Although at that point, I'd say, why not just use Rumble? It has a lot less restrictions and bullshit on it. And if you're not making money off the platform anyways, I guess you get more eyeballs on YouTube. I don't know. Pick your poison, I guess.
I understand there's supposed to be something coming down YouTube's pipeline that they're going to start hammering these channels that advertise other payment systems.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they don't want you outside their ecosystem because they can't tap into it.
It's
Oh yeah,
an
no,
income.
I just checked. I just checked my AdSense, and they completely took every dime I made after being demonetized. Like they just completely removed it from my AdSense account.
That's
Yeah.
why
And I didn't get paid today, and today is payday when you work with YouTube. And like I didn't make my money from ads. I made my money directly from you guys, the
Right.
people who watch me, and that's what's insulting and annoying the most.
And so basically what you're trying to say is some of this type stuff.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
Right?
Pretty much.
It's kind of funny to me because YouTube will take 30% or 33% or whatever the cut is until they decide to take it all.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I'm beyond pissed, honestly.
Well, the story I read was somebody said they quite concerned about the loss of revenue to these third-party donations, we'll call it.
Oh, they can fuck off. That should be illegal for them to
I'm
even.
pretty
fucking
sure
consider.
it is. I have a feeling this is going to blow up in Google's face. I think they're testing a novel legal theory that's going to blow up in their face.
Nothing is going to blow up in their face. They're going to get away with it because they're a tech company that the government really gives special treatment to. Because Section 230, the whole "it's a private business" argument is retarded. Section 230 is specifically for private businesses, so they aren't responsible for what we upload. If somebody goes upload CP, Google's not responsible for it. YouTube's not responsible for it. They just remove it and report it to the authorities. And the person who uploaded it is.
The problem
Now,
isn't.
wait.
Section
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let him finish.
Yeah, sorry,
There's one more
go ahead.
layer.
No, go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
almost there. I'm almost there.
Section 230 is the caveat is they're not allowed to editorialize. I can't say that word. They're not allowed to curate or editorialize. And they do that all the fucking time and have done that since the beginning when Google bought them.
Yes, and that's what I was going to get at. Is the problem isn't with 230; it's the lack of enforcement of 230 or the selective enforcement of 230, and the fact that they don't hammer companies like YouTube for not or for
There is
being
no
edited.
enforcement of 230 that's not done by YouTube or Google. They're the ones enforcing it the way they see fit, and that is the curation and the editorialization of it.
And I agree, and I think they should be stripped of their 230 protections for as long as they continue to editorialize the content on their platform.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that because they're contracted to the government. YouTube is a soft power platform for the U.S. That's
Go
the
look at
thing.
the number of subscribers the White House has.
Mm-hmm. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it needs to happen. But
Well, that's the thing. It won't happen unless we or somebody actually makes it an issue, and people don't care because they consume YouTube. They don't create YouTube.
correct. It's
Right.
most people are subject to first order effects bias, and they don't think about things that don't directly affect them.
And I
Which
do
is what
got
you
a
were saying,
super,
but that's
a
pretty normal.
super secret report that they set Georgia on fire in order to find the ever escaping Sasquatch.
Well, they're a little south. Although it's smoky as fuck up here, bro. Like, it was bad yesterday. It was bad, bro. Like, I was walking around rubbing on my eyeballs, looking like I done took a big old rip off a bong and I hadn't. Everybody in the damn store, when you went in the grocery store, if you could tell who had been in there for more than a few minutes, because folks were walking around rubbing their eyes and sniffing and snotting all over the place. And then some people weren't. Those are the people that had been in there for a while. We need some rain. I don't know who's running Heart right now, but we need some rain down here. This place get about another 3 weeks of no rain, and it'll go up like a tinderbox, bro. Like, we have look, everybody in the rest of the nation has no freaking clue how tropical southern Georgia is until we stop burning shit off. dude, there's some towns down here that wouldn't exist without planned burns, right? And the reason they exist is because the road can be found under the kudzu. You get to burn it off every now and then.
Yeah, like Georgia is like the biggest accidental terraforming that the humanity has ever done with the plants that we imported from Japan and tropical places, and they
You
just
mean
fucking
American?
hey, they're just like, hey, this soil, this weather's just right. I should have been here my whole life. And they
Well,
just
it's like
spread
this.
and expand.
The plants moved down 300 meters and moved south 300 miles in relation to where they were in China and Japan, right? They're in less elevation and a lower latitude. It's just a little too hot for them, and they love it, man. They adapt like nothing else. Wisteria, what is it, clematis? Is that right?
They make penicillin for that.
I'm not going to mention. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
The American walnut.
Cue this man.
What?
I want to hear how loud he's laughing.
I did notice the other day when you popped on Sasquatch, you could definitely tell your allergies were in full.
Yeah.
Your eyeballs looked like they were about ready to.
Oh, wait, was that
out.
420? That might have been 420, bro. That would have a
No,
that'd be a little different.
It was after 420. Your eyes were all puffy. You could tell the allergies were going.
Who are you?
Exactly. All right.
Whoa.
So what do you do if you're a cop, you're riding down the road, and you find somebody throwing stuff in the river?
You shoot them.
But they don't have a dog, Chuck.
Oh.
You tase
Tell them
them.
to get it out of the river. Not near a river. What are you doing? If they fall in, you just killed that man.
I'm a cop. Qualified immunity doesn't matter.
Qualified immunity only carries you so far.
Yeah, it'll carry you right through the entire fucking force. You can retire.
I was trying to stop the man from jumping.
I know somebody.
No,
I
there's a
know
reason
somebody
why.
who got fired from their job. They were working security at a hotel or motel or some crap, and some dude,
The hell
some
was
dude, that's so G trying to rip that bong without us knowing.
No,
Mute,
that was
bro.
me. That was me allergic to that bullshit.
Oh,
Which one?
okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so he ended up. There was a domestic violence thing. He called the cops. He goes over to the room, knocks on the door, and the guy opens the door. The guy opens the door with a knife stuck to a chick's throat. He pulled his pistol and shot him through her shoulder. He shot the
works.
hostage. It did work. It killed that man graveyard dead. She got treated in about 5 minutes and was in the hospital 10 minutes later. Made a full recovery. But he got fired. He got fired, bro.
They did that in a movie once. I can't remember the name.
Yes,
of
I
the movie.
think that's where he got it. You shoot the hostage. That's got to be lethal weapon, right?
Maybe. I mean, it's a solid strategy. If it's the only way you can take out the perpetrator.
Yeah, well, that was the problem.
He's gonna start killing people. Then you just do it.
There was zero time between between the guy opening the door and him pulling the trigger. The second he saw a clean straight through shot that wouldn't kill her immediately, he took it. There was no negotiation. There was zero any communication at all. He just shot that guy right in the heart, clean through her shoulder. And it was just like that little nip under the clavicle right there. I mean, he had a couple of Band-Aids. She was fine.
But he was holding her with force, right?
With had a hold to her, knife over, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the whole. I mean, in my opinion, he was fully justified. He just wasn't a cop. That was the reason why he had problems. She tried to press charges, eventually dropped them.
Well, it's
Man, you should have let that motherfucking bitch get her damn throat slit. You know,
right. Right? I mean, but what do you do? What's funny though is that dude made it through the academy to become a cop later, and when they found out about that event, they refused to hire him.
Lame. Like, that was a good call. That was a good shoot.
I got a legal question for you legal people when you get a chance.
Go ahead.
My daughter was involved in an attempted murder, or she was a recipient. They are refusing. Yeah, the victim. They are refusing to give her the police report until after the trial. That makes sense?
Yes, it does, and I'll explain why. Or at least
Is that
that's what I
so they
understand.
don't-
I'm a layman. I am not a lawyer. But as I understand the law, the reason they're not going to give this to you is because it's an open, active investigation and prosecution. They're not going to just hand anybody who asks the evidence that they are currently working on and developing.
I told her it was because they didn't want to taint the witness.
That's possible too. But
I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I told her.
But she would. No, I don't know what witness would be tainted by that. That's usually more of a. They're usually concerned about tainting juries. Like witness, like prepping witnesses is pretty standard practice.
She wasn't conscious for most of it. Is the problem?
Got it. I see. And they're worried that they're going to inject ideas that she would testify as facts, even though they were just things that were told to her. Got it. That makes sense, actually. You want an airtight case when you're going after these things. You don't want to give them an inch that they can, weasel out of the charges.
Beth?
Assuming, sorry.
Damn,
it
ain't working or it is working. I don't know. The camera didn't seem to be working. Beth? Is that you?
She's naked. I can see it now.
I was just joking about that.
I was looking. I was hoping. I mean, she said, but she lied.
You promised us.
Right? Right, yeah, you're
You
good
were
for
the
it.
chosen one.
I'm putting you backstage until you do get naked.
There you go.
And we're flipping the script around here.
Yeah.
We want you,
That'll
Porn
count.
Bob.
In
If you like
fact,
Porn Bob,
that'll count as a donation.
And unfortunately, I got a stay away order.
You know
On what?
Oh, they have a restraining order?
They call it a stay away order. And it was
In
put in by
Georgia's
my
called
wife.
no contact.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah,
that's like a new
it
contact
was put
order.
in by my wife and daughter.
Huh.
Because they
I
knew,
have
I know
they
it's
knew what I would.
counterintuitive.
They knew what I would do if the gentleman gets released.
Is that you, Beth? We don't know. I guess not. It wasn't working for her.
We were
We'll
one
get
second
there.
away from seeing a penis.
Right?
Whoa, whoa.
You don't have to approve, but you do have to see it with me.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, well, you're on the same panel, bro. Open your eyes and suffer.
No, this is why I be playing video games and shit on my panel.
Just don't panic like I did and full screen the damn thing.
See,
Yeah, no, that's easy to do.
Chuck, you didn't panic. You wanted to inspect it. You wanted to inspect it. You calm down.
Please.
See, I don't stream gaming because nobody wants to watch me play janky 25-year-old MMOs that nobody remembers or Factorio that everyone else has done videos on.
You would be surprised.
Yeah, no, dude. One of my better streams that I did, it was, I think it's about a 4.5 hour stream, and it was a Minecraft tour, right? Where I went and showed the shit that I'd built on my world, and then I go to my wife's server that a bunch of her friends have built on, and went on a tour of that, which took like 3.5 hours flying because they've been there for like 10 years building stuff. This is tardated. They have a underwater temple that they have completely dewatered out to like 50 or 60 blocks around it and
Oh,
completely terraformed the damn thing. Went and robbed other underwater temples to bring more block to fix all of the little places where, you know, you got to break some stuff to make doorways and to make it livable.
Mm-hmm.
So after they did that, I decided that I was going to build a Stargate-based Minecraft. And so I went and cleared an underwater temple, dewatered the damn thing, but only on the inside, and then made a space elevator that goes all the way up to build limit and built down from build limit using blocks from other temples that I went and took, and built a spaceship that vaguely resembles the Destiny spaceship from a Stargate universe. All the way up to and including glass blocks laid out with lava on top, so that when you look up, it looks like there's thrusters burning.
Nice.
Because I'm anal as fuck.
Closest ever. So I play a game similar called Eco. It's another kind of voxel block building kind of game, but it has a little bit more rules than Minecraft. It has a similar mechanism where you can kind of delete water blocks from inside of like a building or another structure. As long as there's no water nearby to repopulate the water, it goes away. So you can hollow out areas under the ocean. I was planning on doing kind of like my own version of the city from BioShock. I can't remember the name of it. Kind of my own underwater city, right? With a glass dome and everything. And then they made a change where servers can enable an option to prevent building over ocean tiles or under them, as I was doing, and I can't do that anymore. So I'm sad.
Assholes.
I can turn it off on my own servers, but I can't do it on public servers.
Right.
Unless they remember to turn that off, but it's defaulting to on, and most people probably don't even know to look for it.
Yeah.
The intent was to stop people from building bridges over the ocean because they introduced boats. Well, before there was no other way. They didn't have boats in the game yet, so the only way to cross large bodies of water was just to build a bridge so you could drive cars and stuff over them. But since they added boats, they disabled building over deep ocean tiles. Which made me sad.
I'm trying to find something worth watching in the background just to have playing. And the best I've come up with so far is two girls primitive building. And you know, there's at least one penis involved.
Somewhere in the background is the backhoe and everything else is doing the real work.
I got a backhoe for you.
You know, I don't even have a problem with that, right?
I don't either, except that they're trying to make it seem like they did everything by hand. That's the part I don't like.
Actually, you explain.
Yeah.
No, you explain. You explain.
Me or Chuck?
You know, why don't you have a problem with them using heavy equipment and pretending that they're doing
because
it by
I've
hand?
done this shit. I've done this shit. Like similar shit. Me and some homies as teenagers, we created a dugout in the woods. I know how backbreaking labor it is to get any significant square footage, even a foot underground. So, like, the reason that I'm okay with it is what they do show you them doing is the process to do it. So you are learning how to do it. It's not a scam.
It's like that particular little strip that they just put in around here. Did they show them doing every bit of it? No, they just showed them doing about 6 inches of it and how they laid it out, and then they skipped to it's done, right?
They brought in the power tools.
That 6 inches is all it takes to know if you've done things like this, that, oh, that's how you go about doing that. You know, cool.
Well, that's what stands between me and a woman. 6 inches.
Yep.
That's my standoff distance.
That's my stand-on distance. Stand on. Let's go.
Let's go.
Those are cool.
But no, like if you notice on every step of the construction, they'll complete one entire step. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when they're building those steps, you'll see them build one entire step on the slope.
Or you'll
Right.
see one point of the process on the first step, a different step will show a different part of the process, and the bottom step shows the final part of the process, you know.
So like they're still teaching you. It's not fraud. So when people go, "Oh my God, you didn't do that by hand, bitch! Get a shovel and dig 2 feet in the ground and tell me."
Go for it.
Ain't nothing like a woman that can throw a spade of dirt like that. Damn.
Yeah, there might be a penis here somewhere.
Chuck is a strong woman appreciator, much like myself.
Yes, sir. I mean, look at her fling that.
Just never make her mad during the unenthusiastic hand job. If she's mad at you and she's giving you a hand job, you make her mad, she's gonna rip that motherfucker off.
Leave nothing but the veins standing behind.
You ever see that movie, I Spit on Your Grave?
Oh my
I try
God,
not
the
to.
original, yes sir. Oh
Yeah.
my Lord, I was
The
about 8 when
bathtub-
I watched that.
the bathtub scene.
Dude, that shit traumatized me for fucking
I'm
life. I am
telling
not
ya.
getting in a goddamn tub with a woman. You can't pay me to. If there's bubbles in that motherfucker, she's not touching me. That shit's not happening.
That was freaky. You know, that was based on a true story, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing: when they did the remake, the fucking studio was so perturbed by how dark the original material was for the remake that they actually cut a lot of the stuff that actually happened. You know.
Well, the original got banned for a while because it was so.
As well as it. And here's the thing: I watched that shit on TV, bro. It wasn't even
Oh,
like a
shit.
rented movie. That shit came on at like 2:00 in the morning on fucking CBS or some shit. I don't remember which one, but one of them.
I mean, yeah, like you said, that bathtub scene alone, that was enough for me.
No, dude, fuck that. All right, so here, if you haven't seen it recently, I'm going to go over some brief plot points. Ryder has writer block, rents a place out in the country. Just figures that, you know, getting out of the city might help her work through a writer's block. So she goes out there and she's doing real good for like the first week and a half. Then she goes into town to get some supplies. And when she comes back out, I can't remember how the conversation comes up, but she's got like 50 acres out there to herself. And so she's got walking trails and horse trails and all kinds of other crap. And there's nobody. There's nothing out there. There's no houses, no people, no neighbors, no nothing. Local hunters find out that she's out there alone and that she's a very pretty girl, and they decide to go catch them a little on the strange side, right? And the really fucked up thing, and a lot of people miss this, she goes for her walk. The hunters find her and they run her through the fucking woods for like 4 hours. Just taking turns, keeping her moving and keeping her tired and all of that stuff like you would a herd of deer or something, right? And then they do the great flavored, horrible things that men do to women. And they leave, and she's lost in the woods, and she wanders around out there and ends up falling asleep behind a log and just wanders around for another 3 or 4 hours next morning trying to figure out how to get home, and they come back. And another day of that trash, and then she's stuck out there for another night, and she finds her way back to the house. They leave her for dead. You know,
Yeah,
no
but
way
she damn
anybody
near
survives
was
that
dead.
much. But she damn near was dead. She limps her happy ass back to her house. She gets a shower. She makes a phone call. She leaves, and then she comes back a month later. Only when she comes back dressed to the nines and prepared, right? And she goes back to these guys and tells them, you know, I really enjoyed what went down in the woods. You ought to come by and come do it again sometime. A couple of them buy into it. And they vanish. They just disappear. And then she goes hunting the last few. And in each individual case, she manages to get them into a, what do they call it? Fucking words mean stuff. They get them to agree a compromising situation in each case. That at no point in time, even though all the evil things have already happened, at no point in time does she take the high ground and perpetrate evil without there being additional evil to prove it. So with one guy, he meets her out behind a fucking some hay bales or something to get some, and she just stabs his ass. With another guy, what was it? I think his wife was gone with the kids or something, and she talks him into having a bath with her or something like that.
Yeah,
dude, in that bath. That was a little hard, honey. Yeah, you don't say, huh?
And then locks him in there, so he bleeds out. The one dude
wild
was a.
See, they need to redo that.
The nerd with the glasses that delivered groceries. She called and ordered groceries, and she gets him out there, and she's like, "Well, come on, you wanted some more? Here it is." So he goes to mount her, and she puts a trap around his neck without him realizing it, and launches him up into a tree. Hung that son bitch.
Yeah, see,
a snare. There we go.
I don't care for like girl power revenge films. Just shoot the sons of bitches in the face from the get-go.
I'm hip. I get it, but keep in mind, portions of this are based on a real story, and I can't define specifically what portions that is, but there you are.
It was gruesome.
It's gruesome, but when they did the remake, right, and this is where it goes sideways. When they did the remake, it was determined that the first one was far too graphic for what they were doing with the remake, and so they toned it down a bit. And so instead of it being like the original, of course, this turns into a very early woke girl boss revenge story where she does no wrong. And you got to keep in mind, in the first one, there's this point, there's this moment when the cop, they're at the fucking grocery store down there, and she's getting gas, and the cop pulls in on the other side of the island, and he gets out and was like, "Oh, Miss Stanford or whatever, I can't remember her name, Miss Stanford, I haven't seen you in a while. We've got a few missing men around here." And she just freezes and stares at him, and she goes, "Well, okay." And he goes, "Just be careful when you go out to your place. We don't know where they went. We're not exactly sure what happened." And she sits there staring at him like a deer in the headlights and goes, "All right." And the cop fills up his tank, leaves. And then she drives away, and you find out, like, the very next scene, she pops the trunk, and one of the guys is in the trunk. And she just stabs his ass. She's like, ugh. That movie is the reason why some movies shouldn't be made.
There was another one.
No. The movie definitely needs to be made. I just don't like girl boss shit, that like revenge fantasies. But like some people need to be made aware that there are repercussions for your actions. Like that woman obviously didn't do anything.
Nope.
And
okay. So here's part of it. She was a bit of a bitch, right? When she first moved in over there, she kind of has. There's some conversation that takes place in the town when she goes to get supplies and stuff, and she's kind of hoity-toity and snooty and doesn't answer people or talk or anything,
Yeah, it's literally just like liberal. I'm gonna fucking fuck with the townie.
The sequel was, yes. The original, though, it was more of a cautionary tale of be careful who you fucking with, because you never know when you're gonna get a real one. You can't be mad. You can't be mad about the story. I just don't like girl boss revenge fantasies. It's stupid to me.
There's another one called Toolbox Murders. And you watch the whole damn thing, and then at the very end, they lay it out that this was an actual true story, step by step, and it's like, holy shit!
All right, there's a good topic. Movies where the true story was too outlandish for the studio to make. One good one is Heartbreak Ridge. If you've ever seen that one.
Yeah.
It's about the guy who saved like 50, I don't know fucking how many, 50, 60 Marines off of a
you're
basically
talking about,
ambush.
I was
You're
involved
talking
in.
about no. He's Hacksaw Ridge, not Heartbreak
Hacksaw Ridge. That's it, not
Hacksaw Ridge,
Heartbreak
yeah.
Ridge. Heartbreak Ridge is totally different. My bad.
Yep. That was a good movie, but
yeah.
it's only hard to watch because it's a war story.
But Hacksaw Ridge, yeah. But the thing is it's not. If you go back and read the after action reports, it reads like a biblical narrative, right? It seriously reads like they're talking about some, and these are keep in mind, these are non-religious men who are turning in their after actions report. We're talking about this guy walking through like withering fire with no firearm, walking right out in front of the Japanese machine guns, grabbing a guy who just got shot, throwing him over his shoulder, walking back behind the lines, dropping him, knocking some dust off, hitting him with some morphine, standing up, walking right back into the line of fire. And they don't show a lot of that in the movie because the directors decided that was too absurd. Right.
That's the guy who like took many direct hits from the machine guns, but kept going out to rescue people, right?
Well, it wasn't just direct. No, he didn't get actually hit. He never cut a hair. They never touched him. But hold on. His rank insignia was knocked off of his jacket. His chest identification was knocked off of his jacket. His one of his pockets got ripped open by a bullet. I mean, they were shooting at him. They just were not hitting him.
Oh, you're talking about Private Dawson.
Dawson, yeah, Private Dawson, yeah, exactly. That man walked through withering, concentrated fire on several occasions. And one case, and this is another thing that didn't make it into the movie. One of the guys who had been wounded fell into a hole and somehow ended up landing on a mine. And Dawes gets there and he sees he's wounded and the guy's like, you can't pull me off, I'm on a mine. He's like, well, you can't stay here, you're going to die. He's like, I'm screwed either way, go get somebody else and save yourself. And Dawes goes, no, sir, God put me here and this is why I'm here to save you. You can't save me. And Dawes kicked the guy in the side and put his foot on the mine, picked him up, threw him out of the hole, and then tucked and rolled out of the hole before the mine blew up. That is impossible. That by itself is a fucking miracle.
That is weird because like mines don't work like that in the movies. Like
that's what I'm saying. The theory is that the mine was actually on the ground when the mortar hit that created the hole and it fell in and was damaged. Right? So that thing could have gone off at any second with or without them fucking on it. You know, but it waited until after he got the soldier out, and Dawes picks him up, throws him over his shoulder, and walks right through the machine gun fire again, drop him off behind the aid station thing. Turns and looks at the guy, says, I need more bandages. The dude just hands them all to him because every time he sticks his head up, his helmet gets knocked off by bullets, and this dude's just walking around like it's a light rain.
Well, the dude was a medic in the movie.
Right. Yes. He was a conscientious objector who said, and I quote, there is no reason for me not to fight in the same war that these gentlemen are fighting in. I am no better nor no worse than them, but I should help my country in a time of need, and we have a time of need. So why can't I serve and just not kill?
But he was actually lowering those dudes down a cliff.
I think he was actually quoted as, I'll be saving lives while other people are taking them.
Right. There's another good one was
he even saved Japanese soldiers. Anybody he came across that was wounded, he took down that fucking mountain.
I'm glad they put that scene of him in the tunnels. You remember he got cornered by a group of Japanese that were spraying him, and he found a tunnel and jumped in it. And when he got down there, he found a wounded Japanese soldier and treated him. And the soldier himself was a medic who had medical supplies, so he stole the medical supplies and then dragged his ass out a different doorway.
What annoys me is they show in the movie that the U.S. is evil and killed those people. That didn't happen. Like the Japanese that he saved, that didn't happen. They didn't kill them. They didn't fucking do anything evil to them. They took them as POWs.
Right.
What's funny is the reason we know how Japanese thought about the war was because of the people that Private Doss fucking saved, because the Japanese did not like to surrender back then. Like, you had to knock them motherfuckers the fuck out.
No, you were expected to. No, you were expected to fight until you died for the Emperor.
Well, that's what annoyed me. That's the only thing about that movie that annoyed me, is they always have to throw in the most anti-American, America bad, America fighting man bad, America fighting man evil type shit.
Yeah, there's been like this major push to demonize America and Hollywood for decades now. It's not new.
Well, like even like because Mel Gibson's the one who's directed that movie, so like even Mel Gibson did it, and like that annoyed the fuck out of me. And I don't get why they did it.
As an observation about this wood I see homeboy hauling around, y'all ever tried to pick up a 4x4 beam?
Yeah,
Mine's 8x8.
that shit's heavy,
right?
And unwieldy.
I'm wondering what kind of tree that is. It's got to be Paulownia.
I don't know wood that well. I'm sorry.
It's
it looks
gotta
like
be
some type of
Paulownia.
pine.
It's got to be Paulownia, dude. It's the only thing that would be that light and that easy to carve. I mean, balls of wood, but it would be expensive as hell. Paulownia grow anywhere.
Well,
Isn't Paulownia a pine? A light
No,
pine?
it's a deciduous. It's called the Empress tree. And they can be useful. It's just that we don't like them here. They're considered an invasive species, and so in most cases you're not permitted to plant them. And if they find you with some planted, they come through and fucking whack them fuckers. They'll straight kill them.
I wish I'd have that energy with English ivy.
I wish I'd have that energy for kudzu.
Well, they
That
do.
too.
It's just kudzu has more energy. Bro, it is not for a lack of trying.
Kudzu is the bonsai charge of fucking plants, bro. I tell you what.
You're not wrong. We got a place over here called Davisboro. And
I don't know. What do you think about bamboo, though? Bamboo is
bamboo's useful.
But it's so destructive if the person growing it isn't careful about containing it.
So it's just destructive.
My neighbor, not my neighbor, my dad's neighbor ruined his fence by trying to plant bamboo outside of a container. And
Was it runner or clumping?
Both. Like there was
Clumping bamboo. So clumping bamboo is
no,
fairly
there's
easily
something
manageable.
Sorry. I don't know what type it was. I just know that it
All right.
spread.
Did the bamboo sprout up right outside of the other bamboo, or did it run 35 yards over there and put up another shoot?
It ran underneath my dad's fence and started a
Yeah.
shoot.
Okay. That's runner bamboo. That shit's illegal. Clumping bamboo is much safer, but takes a lot longer to reproduce. You know.
But
running bamboo is natural to Georgia too, by the way.
Some of it. We don't have like there's like 3 different varieties of Asian
We don't have the
running
Asian bamboo.
Yeah, that's
we don't
the
have
thing is that shit is invasive as fuck, bro.
Because Asian running bamboo is big enough to actually use as a construction material. The type of bamboo we have here is just used to cane people.
Yeah, it's good for beating folks, which is just coincidental as fuck.
Are there any geologists here, by chance?
I mean, I wouldn't call myself a geologist, but
well,
I know I like rocks.
Supposedly
do like rock,
we had an earthquake this morning, which I wasn't aware of, and the wife's out of town, and she called me up wanting to know if we were all right and everything, and I'm like,
you should have told her no. All hell.
I'm like, no, we didn't have no earthquake. However, now that I'm walking around, I see the drawers are open on everything.
Oh, so it's a small one.
Yeah, it's a small one, but
I mean,
I'm arguing with her that she was full of shit.
So, the one earthquake I was ever aware of. There were two. There was one that was just a big boom. I was out in the middle of nowhere and all the trees shook, and there was a huge boom that I couldn't identify where it came from. Right? It was just everywhere at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a 3-point something that had happened like 30 miles from where I was at, which is why it just seemed to come from the ground.
Right. Because it did.
Because it did. The other one, I was in Athens, and Athens is built on a bunch of foothills over there. And I was walking down a sidewalk, and I saw, it was the weirdest fucking thing, dude. I looked up, and the road runs straight away from me, and I could see all of the light poles. And way off in the distance, the light poles did this number, and just all the way towards me. And I said, what the fuck is? About that time, my feet tripped. I was walking down a hill, and I missed a step. And it was right when the wave got to me, I would guess.
I was walking to a friend's house after school during the '89 Loma Prieta earthquake, and I was living in Santa Cruz at the time. So I was 6 miles from the epicenter of that earthquake.
Yeah, but see, y'all people from California used to it. Georgia people ain't. So I was in Oklahoma, right? When back in 2013, we had that massive fucking like earthquake. Like it was massive because the affected area was like 2/3 of the country. But in like as far as like actual damage potential, it didn't do anything but wiggle everybody, right? So I was playing Civilization 5, laying on the couch as a teenager because I wasn't in school. I think I just quit school. Mm-hmm. And like I didn't quit, I got kicked out, but that's about the point. We gotta talk about that. I was sitting there playing Civilization and just big chilling. Next thing I know, like the couch I'm on just fucking shakes like violently and moves across the living room, and I'm like, the fuck is going on? And like I thought that I had fucking experienced divine rapture. Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I couldn't explain it. I asked did other people deal with it. I felt like people were gaslighting. They were like, nah. And then my homie was like, yeah, no, we had an earthquake. They just weren't paying attention.
That is almost certainly Polonium wood, and I can prove it with that thing right there. That man just put a piece of plastic in to take the load off the wood. Polonium is soft as hell. You see how wide those rings are on the end of it? No, you probably can't see it. But anyway, that shit grows like crazy, but it's very soft.
Oh, yeah, I can see the rings. They're very tight.
No, they're not. They're even, but they're like 3/8 of an inch wide individually. But even the small rings.
I'm used to looking like redwoods.
No, dude. Like redwoods,
they have like gigantic gaps in their rings.
They can. I mean, that depends on what time of their life you're measuring. The older they get, the smaller the rings, the tighter the rings get. But when they're young, they grow fast.
It's environmental factors too.
Yeah, but I mean, the younger a redwood is, the faster it grows in general.
It's trees like that are easy to disprove things like the global flood, or young Earth time scales. Because
sure. Well, the thing about that's kind of a funny point that you chose a redwood to do that with, because are you familiar with Lake Ojibwa?
No, not off the top of my head.
During the last ice age, the Laurentide sheet covered 2/3 of North America, right?
Right, yes.
Okay, so during the failure of that ice sheet, many little ice lakes, ice dams, and various other things were created. One of which was a lake approximately the size of all of the Great Lakes combined, called Lake Ojibwa.
Oh, right.
This lake, before the ice dam broke on the east side, allowing a whole bunch of water to run down through Niagara Valley and out into the Atlantic, it broke on the west side and created the Badlands, Scablands, and parts of the Grand Canyon. And if you're a young Earth creationist or scientist or any type of religious individual at all, and you go out west looking for evidence of a great flood, guess what you find? Perfect evidence of a great flood.
Yeah,
it's written all over the landscape. Right, there was a great flood. It just wasn't the world.
Yeah,
although you'd be hard pressed to convince the people that lived there at the time it wasn't.
So I honestly, quick question, right? What
I
if
don't
there
believe it was
was
living
a
here, though.
great worldwide flood, but it was not like the biblical proportions that the Bible says, but it was around the same time period because maybe, just maybe, that's
So,
the ice age did, and the
let me
glaciers
run
melt.
this one by you. This is something that has kind of quirked at me for a while. If you look at creation myths of various descriptions from around the world in different time periods, almost all of them mention a quote-unquote worldwide or great flood, right?
Yes.
What if that flood wasn't worldwide, but was so early in our technology and so early in our development that the descendants that left that went on to carry the story of that with them? What if that flood was an island or was just a valley in Africa somewhere, and the myth itself was carried by language forward?
Would you like to hear my thoughts on that?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
What the fuck you doing here, dude? This is YouTube. This is my goddamn thoughts. We're not talking about nobody. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
Well, let's look at this fundamentally, right? What are the needs for human life? Like shelter, food, and water, and air,
sex.
right? And sex, right? We have to reproduce. But what is one of the chief ones among them? Like, what's the survival? Like, what's the first thing you're told to look for? Well, we're on Earth, so air is a given. What's next?
Water.
Exactly. So, what are ancient civilizations likely to do, considering they don't have the means to
build near
transport
water?
Exactly. What does water do if it's a river on a fairly frequent basis?
It wets. It floods. I know. I get it.
Yeah, it floods,
the Nile
right?
the Nile is the perfect example. I mean,
Yeah.
the Nile is one of the only rivers in the world that has a timeable flood table that you can literally set your watch by.
Is that the only one? I wasn't aware of that. I just know that a lot of rivers frequently experience floods during certain times of the year. So I would, to a primitive people, where your whole world is just what you see horizon to horizon. If you see it all underwater from a
I gotta take
big
Tucker
flood
a
one day,
I'll be back in
All right,
about
bud.
10-15 minutes.
Especially without any sort of management of waterways to like try to prevent flooding or channeling, you just have all these wild waterways that are formed, and when they flood, there's nothing to mitigate that. I imagine to a primitive people, it does seem like your whole world is underwater.
I mean, it wouldn't if you're dealing with a group far enough back that are directly ancestors to ourselves.
Mhm.
The stories of the flood could be carried through word of mouth. I mean,
yeah,
it's like a really long game of telephone, and instead of it being the whole world, it was this one valley over there in Africa somewhere, and the story just propagated from there.
And you also are talking about something that a lot of people probably have some living memory of, because those kinds of floods are rare, but they're not unheard of. Even if it's like a once in a century flood, you're gonna have people who survived that. They're gonna be alive to tell the story.
Well, that's kind of what I'm bypassing here is you would experience, or your father experienced a flood, but he tells you a story of a great flood that his one of his ancestors survived, And so you remember that flood that we had back in 1983? Well, son, once upon a time, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And because we were good, uprighteous, upstanding members of society, God saved us, or whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I mean, this goes for some other stuff, like the stories of elves and giants.
Mm-hmm.
If elves were the little people of the forest, which is quite often how they're described, then you're describing something that resembles the Hobbit from Florensis. And there's no reason to think those things weren't all over the planet.
Because we don't find the remains anywhere except that one.
We don't find the remains of chimps either. So try again, bro.
We have skeletons of chimpanzees.
We have skeletons of chimps that were collected from usually recently dead, or but as far as like, we have very little evidence of chimps and gorillas going back archaeologically. Paleontologically, a little bit. We've got some teeth and some other stuff, but as far as full skeletons, that doesn't happen in the jungle, bro.
Perhaps not, because the conditions for fossilization are very
Right, or
specific.
just completely out. As far as
And
like
an
open
environment
jungle
like that is-
troglodytes, nah.
The circumstances would have to be very specific. Like the gorilla would ever have to die and immediately become buried in something that
water.
risks oxidation. What?
It has to have water associated with it at
no, it
some
doesn't go-
point in
actually-
time.
Actually, you
At
don't
some
want
point.
water. You don't want water. Well, maybe a very, very
Water
far
is
down-
what transfers the minerals from the rock into the space that was once bone. It leaches the bone material and replaces it with the mineralization. And at
Yeah,
some point in time,
True.
it has to come in contact with water, but it can't
But
be
they-
too soon, or it'll rot too fast, or
Yeah,
it can't be too late, or else it'll be too brittle.
The key thing that you need to have is it has to be an
Anoxic.
oxygen anoxic state.
I need you to wrap up
Okay.
because I need to.
All right, I got to get moving. Like I said, I have
All
a
right,
limited
bud.
time. I'm
Much
gonna-
love. Don't let the man get you down.
If you're still streaming
Bye,
later when
bye.
I get back, I'll come bug you. Thanks for having me.
All right, deuces. Let's see. The next thing is, what was it? I was just thinking about it. Oh yeah, right. So, oh no, I screwed the pooch on that one. Let's see. Respell that properly. See if we get a better response. Oh, looky there. Don't you hate it when you're looking up a general topic or you just happen to land on an actual channel name? Let's try this. Oh no, it's just going to stack all of those on me. Stefano Creatini. That's the guy who built the container castle, right? Okay, so the whole off-grid concept. It's more possible than it was, say 20 years ago. If you have the money to do it, it is not something you can just, I happen to have 10 grand and I'm going to go buy $10,000 worth of land and then go live on it. You can do it, but God, that is going to be hard, like really hard. Is it wrong to try? Nah, I just, maybe don't drag your family out there when you do it. I guess your entire life is sort of established on it, but at the same time, it's a precarious situation, especially if you're trying to do some Southwest type stuff. A lot of those places, you hear a lot of people talking about regreening the desert. That flood that I mentioned earlier, like back at the end of the last ice age, removed all of the topsoil from the Southwest and created an almost perfect storm of watershed. And so now in that region, you have flash floods in places you used to have gentle creeks. And when man moved out there, the flash floods were detrimental to highways, roadways, river crossings and stuff. And so these things would be redirected to places where it wouldn't bother man, which just put a flash flood in another area, basically, because that's what happens. And if you go out there, the further east you are, the better this works. But that being said, if you go out there and change the landscape through the proper use of swales and plantings, you can create an absolute fucking paradise in that joint. On the other hand, if you go out there and do it the wrong way, you'll have an endless case of erosion that you just can't stop, because if you do it wrong, it doesn't work right, Cola? Hi. How you doing? All I kind of want to get a 50 acres out in the middle of nowhere over there and go raise chickens. Right? Just turn loose a fucking 10,000 chickens out there. Figure that out and take care of your, no, I don't want cooking from the Southwest. Let's try this instead. We're going to change the whole script. I mean, you can make the argument in some of these places that when they talk about regenerative agriculture and stuff, yeah, that's the thing. But it's funny to me how many of these people go out there, right? And the first thing they do is start planting other desert plants, things that only live in the desert. And I'm like, ooh, you're planting more desert. Cool. Is it cool though? Welcome in, Darlene. Good to see you. Hurricane Perro, Special K, welcome. Dennis, good to see you. The Dumbfounded Dipshits podcast has joined the club. We got John Denicola in the chat. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Tootie Bug. Over 100 fires in Florida and Georgia. Yeah. Patrick Humphrey. Let's see what that's about. Absolutely. Right. I got you. Bloop, 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 bloop.
For a, quote, particularly dangerous situation. We're also seeing evacuations of entire towns. So let's get into all the details here. You guys can see this just came out today from the Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. You can see here it says Governor Kemp declares state of emergency in response to South Georgia wildfires. All right. And if you guys haven't seen what's going on there, it's been devastating. Okay. There's also a burn ban in effect for all southern Georgia counties. You guys can see all the counties where the burn ban is currently in effect starting today. All right. But you guys can see here, devastating situation in Florida and Georgia and Florida, all right? But particularly Georgia, it's threatening communities and homes. Over 47 homes have been confirmed burned down from the Brantley fire in Georgia in the past 24 hours, all right? This footage here is actually from the Pineland Road fire, which is over 16,500 acres in Clinch County, and the entire town of Fruitland, Georgia.
Hold on. If we're going to do this, I want to do it right. This is Patrick Humphrey. At Patrick Humphrey, obviously. And there you go. That's the channel that I'm pulling this from. Thank you, Dennis. This is cool.
Has been ordered to evacuate this afternoon, all right, Wednesday afternoon. So the fire has been spreading. There's actually multiple fires in Georgia and Florida right now. You guys can see the smoke that is also moving into northern Georgia, more Atlanta area, and into Tennessee, South Carolina, and North Carolina. All right.
I am between this guy right here and that guy right here. And this was yesterday. That little floof of fluff, that right there, it was heinous, man. It was like I was breathing asthma. It was horrible.
So previously the wind was blowing more southward and you were seeing that smoke blow into Florida, but now the wind has changed and we're seeing a lot more smoke blow more northward. All right. You guys can see here, this is a video from the Brantley County fire in Georgia as well. This is a different one. This one's around 5,000 acres. And this is the one that has destroyed over 47 homes are already currently. Let's listen to this video really quick.
Couldn't help you, buddy. We saved your boat and we tried to save your house. We couldn't do nothing. It was too late, man.
All right, so this guy here, he says, we saved your boat, but we couldn't save your house. We were too late. This is what's happening to dozens of people's homes right now, and thousands of people are being threatened from these fires spreading currently, okay? There's also, we'll get into more details of this in just a second, but there's also been a PDS warning issued that I wanted to get into. You guys can see here, PDS red flag warning issued today. All right, so this is for parts of southern and central Colorado, particularly the upper Arkansas River Valley, the San Luis Valley, the Wet Mountains, the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, and the Wet Mountain Valley. They're saying that there's wind gusts from 60 to 65 miles per hour. And for the San Luis Valley, and also gusts up to 50 miles per hour for the upper Arkansas Wet Mountains and Sangre de Cristo Mountains and Wet Mountain Valley. All right, so they're warning it's particularly dangerous here.
Dude,
So it's even worse
you
than
want to
red
know how
flag. So
slow
most of
this
the
man
eastern
talks?
part of the state is under a red flag warning currently from extreme winds
That's
and very
normal.
dry conditions. But it's even worse in this region, so we could see fires break out and
Dude.
spread very rapidly. All right?
Hold up. Oh my God. I just realized that man was at 1.5 speed and sounded normal. Was that just me? Holy smackerel.
You guys can see here it says relative humidity at or below 9%, wind thresholds of 55 miles per hour or greater, and they're saying this is rare, right? It's only issued every 2 to 4 years. So
I guess we too talk slow.
and it's just getting worse. We already had a fire here. There's actually a fire in Westcliff maybe a month ago, all right? That spread pretty quickly. I think it spread to about 80 acres, and they were able to contain it. But in situations like this, it can spread very rapidly, all right? So out west is getting hit with these red flag warnings as well, too. So if you're out west right now, be careful, right? Where I'm at, it's extremely windy, and any type of fire could turn into, hundreds of acres, maybe thousands of acres, all right? You guys can see here that this isn't
It says this is a particularly dangerous situation for zone 220 today, 220, 220. This is all on 220.
affect these red flag warnings until midnight tonight, all right? So it's not just the East Coast, it's the West too, all right? The Rocky Mountains as well. You guys can see here, this is the state of emergency that Georgia has declared. He's saying with much of Georgia remaining in extreme drought conditions, wildfires have already surpassed the state's 5-year average and continue to spread. My team and I are working closely with Georgia State Forester Johnny Sabo and his team, along with federal, state, and local officials to ensure we're doing everything possible to combat the fires and provide assistance to affected communities. We are praying for the families who have lost their homes in these devastating conditions, as well as the first responders around the clock. All right, so they're enacting a burn ban, a statewide burn ban for most of these southern counties in Georgia, and they are also activating resources, especially in the southeast right now. You guys can see here's the map, the fire map for today.
Wow. There's a pretty good chunk of that stuff right there that's typically under about 3 foot of water. We call them the Everglades. But a significant portion of that's right in the middle of the Okefenokee. That's not good. There's peat deposits there that are thousands of years old. If that shit dries out, it's like a giant cigar. That should have just sat there and burned.
Wednesday, April 22nd.
Kind of like a coal
and
fire.
you guys can see this Pineland Road fire. It's still 16,500 acres. The Brantley Highway fire is now 5,000 acres. It's rapidly been growing. It was only a couple thousand acres yesterday. It's now 5,000 acres. It's threatening dozens of homes and schools. People have been evacuated, all right? And for Pineland Road, the town of Fruitland has been evacuated as well. Florida also has multiple fires going on. The Cow Creek fire has been expanding. It's now 1,600 acres. There's level 3 go evacuation orders for it currently. And they've opened up multiple evacuation centers. All right, you guys can see the smoke picture here. All right, so we have a big smoke plume coming from this Pineland Road fire in southern Georgia. That's pushing lots of smoke up into northern Georgia. And you guys can see we're even getting purple alerts in some areas where it's saying very unhealthy in Reidsville. And it's saying everyone should limit or avoid outdoor physical activity. And this is due to heavy, heavy smoke right now. Right, so you can see it's just been getting worse all day. Right around.
And here I thought it was 420 the whole time. I woke up the day after 420 on drug test day, and there was a great orange freaking sunrise over there, and it looked like the end of days, the blooded sun type thing. And I was like, wow, that's fucking beautiful. The hell is that? Like, what the fuck?
9 a.m. it was at a yellow alert. It was moderate, and now by 3 p.m. Eastern time, it was very unhealthy. All right, so just within a few hours, the winds shifted and blew the smoke up more northward. And you can see Atlanta has lots of yellow alerts right now, and usually sensitive people should consider reducing outdoor activity, go inside to cleaner air if you have symptoms. It was even in the orange earlier where it's unhealthy for sensitive groups. All right, so if you're seeing the smoke in northern Georgia and Tennessee as well, you can kind of see this blanket is even moving up into more northern states, all right? They've had some fires breaking out here. Minnesota's even having some fires, surprisingly, right? Springtime in Minnesota, and they're having these fires break out. You can see here, Lone Pine Fire, 700 acres, just started today.
Scotty Waddles,
right?
welcome in, bud. Appreciate it.
So they're having fires break out even in Minnesota, right? And then in Michigan, they're having extreme
Reedsville is
flooding
where we keep the
all along
bad
Sheboygan
people.
County.
That's true.
And these lakes here, all right? So pretty crazy weather. We're seeing lots of extremes. We're seeing flooding up north here in Michigan, these fires down south, and super dry conditions out west and no snowpack, right? Snowpack totals are very low out west, right? I can see the mountains and we get some snow and then it's just gone. It's gone after a couple of days. It just is melting very quickly because it's so warm and it's also so windy. So that wind is, sucking the precipitation out of the air, lowering the humidity, causing the snow to melt even quicker, all right? So make sure you guys are prepared. Make sure you guys are stocked up and have a plan just in case we do see a fire breakout in your region, right? A lot of people in the Southwest right now are kind of in shock because, you typically associate these fires with more of a out west thing, but we're seeing these fires spread through the Southeast very rapidly, right? And Ford is under level 3 water restrictions and drought conditions right now, where you can't even go to a restaurant in Florida in a lot of places and they'll give you water. When you go into a restaurant, they just give you a cup of water. Now you have to ask for water. They're not allowed to just give you water. That's how far the water restriction has gone in Florida. It's kind of wild. All right, this is a video. Here. This is how.
Say what? That was weird. What was that?
At Brantley County, Georgia.
Any cats around here? It's gone. There's nobody here to open it. There's nobody here to open it. They'll call them in a fire. So yeah, all their stuff's gone. Lucky's. That's her mama's home right there. And that's Lucky Dim's house right there. 4-wheeler. So it's gone.
Okay, so I'm not sure exactly who shared this video. This is just a video that's going around on social media right now, but this is coming out of Brantley County, Georgia. Very sad scenes, right? People's entire lives and home and everything is gone. And something I noticed too is these trees in the background are not really that burnt up. I know that happens sometimes where, only the trunk will get primarily burnt or something like that. I've seen these fires in the aftermath, a lot of them, but I don't know. I mean, I was just looking at the trees. The trees really don't look burnt up in this video for some reason. I know that can happen. These look like big, like live oaks or something like that down in the Southeast. They're really common there. They might have just had enough moisture in them where they didn't really burn. But it is just weird to see these big trees like this in the background and then homes and cars and everything just burnt, 4-wheelers just gone. All right. You guys can see here, this is another video. This is helicopter footage that's coming out from Brantley County as well too, in Georgia. Massive fire. You can see the line of this fire is just very long. It's hard.
Welcome to space. What were you expecting? It's a dangerous place. Thank you for investing. Go there for your rota, there for your orders. Fill up these quotas, we'll bill for your quarters. Report to your foreman, but watch for marauders. Cause if you get eaten, there's fees for your mourners.
Prosperity's there in the care of magnates, and halcyon heaven awaits.
Did you think it was supposed to look like the poster? It mostly does, oh, if you'd only read closer.
Just 10 short years to a new frontier. Snooze as you cruise and you'll wake up here.
You've been trapped in that ship for an awful long time, so perhaps you have simply forgot what you signed. Oh, honestly, did you not read the colony policy that defined you as company property? That waivers your say in autonomy. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We put the dollar back into idolatry. If you're upset, you can rent an apology. We are a family forged in bureaucracy. No I in team, but there's con in economy. Were you expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasures exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slum that's provided at generous prices. Your worth is determined by your sacrifices.
A small term of service went down on the the surface, internment's a freebie that comes with the purchase.
Settle down. You just fill out the paperwork and you could look around. We're happy as can be inside the Valley Cannery. We live to pack the cans of meat and not to question where it's found until we end up in the ground around the corner in the yard. You know, we thought we liked the sound of finding glory in the stars. The borders taught us to be proud of never reaching very far. So we learn what we're allowed and give it right back at the bar.
The ale to cure what ails you. Zero G Brew, your favorite flavor. So work till you bleed. Ennobled by labor, then purchase relief from your local retailer.
If you'd rather drop dead, that's fine, but you know to drop it down dead, there's a fine. So you do your job and I'll do mine. I gotta meet a 6 foot deep bottom line. We make a fortune for the board by selling boredom door to door, because it's all that we deserve and it is all we can afford. The secrets of the universe and all the worlds to be explored, but our dreams are back on earth and now the work is our reward. And you'll be grateful for seats at the table, though it dips at one end and the bench is unstable. You may waste your days, but at least you were able to pay off your grave since we leased you your cradle. Be faithful and pray we'll repay what you invest. Behave as you slave for humanity's interest. On account that you're all on account and we're quickly amounting humanity's interest. You'd think that we'd sink to the brink of rebellion with markets dependent on peddling weapons. The architect tells them the secret to heaven is simply consuming whatever we sell them. We work to earn the right to work, 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 to earn the right to give ourselves the right to buy ourselves the right to live, to earn the right to die. Should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print. You should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print. Welcome to our little town. Why don't you settle down? You just fill out the paperwork and you can look around. We work and then 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 we end up in the ground. Welcome to our little town. Why don't you settle down? You just fill out the paperwork and you can look around. We work and then we work and then we work and then we work and then we work. Should've read the fine print. And here and here and initial here. Welcome to the family.
I gotta bounce. Thanks a lot for proving just how ugly and immature you are. It's been real. And just so you know, I don't really care about your problems.